So, I'm still chewing, hold on. Welcome to your sacral chakra video. Chakra healing video for the week. For this week. Before I start this video, I just want to say, pause this video after I say what I'm going to say right now. But I would suggest you go into your fridge if you have carrots. Because you guys are always asking me for like, can you do the chakras broken down like with different healing things that you can do. One is with food, and I do this all the time. So orange for the sacral chakra. And this also helps with your eyes, obviously. Carrots are just amazing. But get some carrots, and you can go ahead and eat them up as you watch this video. And just set the intention for some sacral healing, because you can do that. So good. Oh my god. Okay. So. So, hi guys. Welcome back to Get High Donna. I can't even say it. So today, we're going to be doing the sacral video for, a sacral healing video for this week. And I am actually really excited to see what comes up with this, because the root chakra was a little bit interesting. Oh, wait, I totally mixed up the... Yeah, the root chakra was a little bit interesting as far as like messages. I think there's a lot of stuff personally going on with, I mean, I feel like, again, if your root chakra space is not where it needs to be, it's always going to be an opportunity. And as far as like, as you keep healing the rest of the chakras, there's always going to be an opportunity. So it's just a matter of allowing yourself to be grounded first. And it's so hard for some signs to be grounded. Let me tell you, it's really hard, especially the air signs, the air and the fire signs. Oh. Fire signs will probably do it better, but air signs, But I know, like, there's some fire signs that cannot be grounded. Like Leos could are probably the most grounded out of all, out of Sag and Aries. Leos would probably be the most grounded, but it's so hard. It's so hard for them. So what is our blockage for this week? For the sacral space. What's our blockage? I hope the new moon allowed you guys to release some stuff though, because last week was pretty heavy. What is our blockage? What is our blockage? Okay. Wow. Okay, so the Mirror, King of Pentacles, and the Fool. This is interesting because the Fool came up in the root chakra reading. So I definitely, if you only watch these videos to watch like the sacral one, because that's the one I started originally, watch the other ones because they all really interconnect. There's like specific cards that will like end up, oh wow, one flipped over in here. We have the Star. Just noticed that when it like flipped in the side of the... Interesting. So yeah, watch all the videos because they all interconnect, and they show you the picture basically. How can we best heal our sacral space this week? Oh, how can we best heal our sacral space this week? Wow, 2 10s right off the bat. That is crazy. Okay, how can we best heal our sacral space? Yo, if another 10 comes out, I'm just gonna be like, whoa. How can we best heal our sacral space this week? How can we best heal our sacral space this week? Okay, that's interesting. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Wands, 9 of Cups. Okay. So, what is blocking our sacral space this week? The Mirror and the King of Pentacles. This specifically talks about the root chakra that I just did, because the Pentacles, it's about grounding, and it's about root chakra. It's very much, the physical is very much about that. The King of Pentacles is that area, that space. All of the Pentacle cards address that space specifically. So the King of Pentacles with the Mirror, it's really about taking time to reflect. And if you didn't do that last week, you're being asked to do it this week because it's being a blockage. It's like you need to reflect on where you're grounded in, first off. You need to reflect where you really have like an opportunity, what foundations are shaky, what needs to be done better, what you want to ground yourself in moving forward, what are your next steps, what do you see, what are the seeds that you're planting, and where are you planting them, and how are you growing them, how are you nurturing them. There's a lot about really holding yourself accountable with the sacral space this week. It's just not, it needs to happen. It's something that's very much needs to be a focus. And it's really saying to remember, because the blockage is also like, this is really hilarious because this is really like the chakra. But the Fool and the Star, you guys know I talked about this. Also the card of Aquarius, and we're moving into Aquarius this week as well. The moon is going to move into Aquarius. So we have an Aquarius moon, then we have a Pisces moon, and then Aries, and then Taurus. So then like as we follow this order, when you're looking at Aquarius energy in a blockage space, it's like you're so detached. You're so detached you can't even hold the mirror up to your face. You can't even see how this is all interconnected, how all of the things that's happened to you so far are interconnected and are meant to be a part of this grander scheme for your life, for your growth, for where you're grounded in. And because you have not held the mirror up to your face, and you have not reflected, you have not took the time to really kind of cement yourself where you needed to be, whether or not whether you were being kind of stubborn, because that's another thing that Pentacles and the Earth signs do, where we're really stubborn. Whether you're being really stubborn about your movements, about your growth, about what you wanted, about what you thought you were going to get, about what you deserve, because the King of Pentacles, everything that he has is because he deserved it. He earned it. So he feels like he deserved it. He feels like this is something that belongs to him. And so the way it's blocking our space this week is by looking at the shadow side of the King of Pentacles, where there's like stubbornness and there's like growth, but a little bit slower. You're not seeing it, and you're kind of just focusing on the one thing that you planted and not everything else. And so the guidance this week, it's really about breaking free of that and really looking at how it plays out in the larger picture, how being stubborn and being in your head and being stagnant is playing off for you on the larger scale of things. Are you happy in other areas of your life? How are you really pushing yourself, really like driving results for yourself in every area of your life, not just the one thing that you obsess about, which is another thing that Scorpio season highlights, obsessions, because they really focus on the taboo and the all the dark aspects of kind of like, again, we focus so much on perfection that we forget about all the, like, we kind of hide. That's why Scorpio and Pluto rule the unconscious mind, because it's just like we forget. We go into the routine and we forget why we even do things. And Scorpio's like, no, why are you doing this? Why can't you see more? What is the truth of the situation? Why aren't you holding yourself accountable? Mind you, in regular right away, the 10, this is a Wheel of Fortune. So there is stagnation based on stubbornness happening here. There is a slow movement. There is a lack of movement based on the ability to not see the grander scale of things, of being stuck in one place. And in our sacral space, this is interesting because a lot of it, there's 3 major arcanas here. And a lot of it has to do with kind of trusting the process and really, how do I want to say it? It really just, it has to do with also connecting higher. Aquarius, this is Uranus energy. This is crown energy. And that's exactly what just came to me. Like, I do have the records open right now. So like the messages are all like, but Aquarius is also asking you to go higher. Like, why are you doing the things that you need to do? Where Scorpio is asking you to accept the truth of the situation, Aquarius is the star card. It's like, hey, where are you being divinely guided? Where are you listening to the signs? Are you paying attention to the messages? Are you helping yourself collectively come together and be your strongest higher self? This is probably going to come up again in the crown reading. I'm like absolutely sure this is going to come up again in the crown reading, because coming out in the sacral space is really kind of like highlighting this space this week, because there's like knowledge and stuff trapped in this sacral space that needs to be just shaken out, and just like, no, there needs to be a release, there needs to be a shake-up, there needs to be a regrounding, replanting. The best way to heal that this week, we have the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, we have the 3 of Pentacles, and then we have the 8 of Wands in reverse. So this is really interesting, because in the root chakra, and again, we're being asked to reground somewhere else. We're being asked to really, first of all, release what needs to be released. If you didn't do this during the Scorpio moon last week, then you need to do this before Scorpio season ends, because you don't want to end the year miserable. Capricorn season, I'm skipping over Sag, because Sag season tends to be lit, even though Mercury will be in a retrograde. Capricorn season really kind of makes you really judge what the hell you've been doing this whole time. Capricorns are very hard on themselves, as far as, and I can speak to it because I'm a Capricorn, very hard on themselves as far as what we've been spending our time on. And I've spoken about this time and time again. Time is super important to Caps, because it makes you value it. Well, it makes us value time and what we invest in, what we're putting time in, how it goes into the larger picture of things, how it connects, how what I do now is going to help me later. That's one thing that Capricorn does very well, and it kind of plays off our sister sign Aquarius, because Saturn also co-rules Aquarius, and it really helps you kind of highlight that, wait, where am I going? What is it that I want? Where? And we really, we visualize a lot, because we're like, okay, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, what do I want to see? What do I want to do? I want to be doing this. I see myself doing this. I want to do that. That's my goal. Like, and then that becomes the focus, and then we continue to build upon that and plant upon that. But when something becomes stagnant, it needs to be shaken out. It needs to be released. And that's pretty much what it is. It's like we've been trying to force something to happen so bad, literally for something to happen so bad, and it's just not meant for us, that we're just like, at this point, it's just like, hey, mentally, energetically, we're done with this. Whatever it is for you, we're done. It needs to be replanted, regrouped. If you need to this week, come collectively with the girls. I'm actually hanging out with the girls this week. This is kind of hilarious. So this Three of Pentacles is what comes out. But if you need to chill with your girls, chill with your guys, and just really come back into like, you know what, let me just get some advice on what it is that I need to just kind of come into, plant seeds on, what it is that I should do. And you know what, hanging out with other people and hanging out with like your crew really helps to release a lot of things. I don't know if you noticed this, but when like me and my girls call it our healing time. We call it a healing day. So anytime we're hanging out on Friday, we're having a healing day, and I'm so excited because we haven't had one since, I want to say, September, and we really needed one. And we have healing days, so we usually like we'll either get high and order food or whatever. This time I think we're going to a restaurant, but we get high and we just like start channeling messages for each other. And the crew is made up of so many badass brujas, and it's crazy because a lot of us are like air signs that I notice. We have earth in places, but we're very airy, so like messages will start coming through. We also have a lot of water in there too, but messages will start coming through. We're just like, you know what, I really am feeling this, I'm getting the message for this, I'm getting like, I think I want to do this, I think I want to vibe with this, and it's just a very healing experience. So have yourself a freaking healing day, even if it's just like hanging, going to the movies, whatever it is. Like, if you don't have that type of crew in your life, get that type of crew. Set the intention to have that type of crew. But really focus on regrounding yourself and replanning yourself with your crew, and really coming back and just like, hey, you know, I just want to talk about this. I need to release this. Maybe it's verbally that we need to release, and just being like, this needs to be spoken about, you know? Then we have the 8 of Wands in reverse, which means that whatever you decide on, you need to just sit on it for a while. You don't need to move on it yet. You can just enjoy the fact that you're coming up with this plan. And this is also very Capricorn. This is also very Capricorn energy. And it's crazy because this is also a Capricorn card. But this is very Capricorn energy. This is very much, this is also, it's hilariously Sag in reverse. Whatever you come up, the plans that you come up this week, don't just move on it. Like this week, oh my god. So when, I don't know, I said it in the root chakra video, I had the meanest urge to like move. I just wanted to leave. I wanted to be like, I'm out of, I want to leave New York. I just can't, like, I was just like, ugh. And so what I did was that I'm like, okay, pause. What is it that I want? And I started just, having a Gemini moon is great. And opening the records while you have a Gemini moon is also great because it really anchors your messages and it helps you like with the guidance. But I was just like, oh my god, what do I want to do? I want to do stuff, but then I'm not moving on it yet. I'm pausing and I'm like, okay, let me restructure what my plan is. And literally last week, at the end of the week, I was just like, okay, I know what I'm going to do, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this and that. And then by the time I do this, then I'll have that. And then boom, this and that. And then, because it's a very, planning stuff out is a very Capricorn thing to do. Being very impulsive is not something that Capricorns do. We usually plan out every single move, like, and we will also plan out things to the point where it's just like, if we're going on a date with someone, we'll think about a conversation that might or may not come up, just so we know already what we would say in that conversation, so that way we already know what it is, how we feel about that topic, or whatever the case may be. Like, we like to kind of just know ourselves, so we're very much studious in ourselves. So it's kind of like, okay, you got the download, you came together, you had the ideas, you kind of really regrouped with yourself, but don't move on it yet. Just sit on it, wait till things are ready to be moved. And this is kind of crazy because I did an astrology reading for one of my friends late last week, and this actually came up for her because she really wants to do, there's something that she really wants to do, and she wants to do it like right now. And she has these Sag and Aries placements, my god. And I was like, no, pause, wait till next year, because you have a lot of really cool placements in Sag, and Venus being in Sag, like, wait till early next year. January is going to be really lit for you. It's going to be really lit. The whole year is going to be lit for you, but right now it's in your 12th house. Don't do it yet. And she's just being really stubborn, and I think she's going to find it out the hard way if she doesn't listen to me. But it's really, this is what that is like, you know, you found out the knowledge, don't move yet. You just need to kind of sit in it, okay? Like, come out of the Scorpio season, basically. And if you need to give Scorpio season another week to let you release any other little micro traumas, micro things that need to be just like up and gone, give it the time that it needs. Every season has its lessons, and literally up until the last day you will be doing stuff and for based on what that season, like what the vibe and what that season brings, mentally and emotionally and spiritually. It just does. So just keep going with the flow. When you look at your transits also, I will have to say that, look at your transits, see what's up. Like right now, Sag is in my house at home. That's why I had like a flip. I was just like, I need to leave. But now I have a new plan. And then next year, I'm just gonna have mad fun because of my 5th house. I'm just gonna have mad fun. It's gonna be lit, and I'm gonna be traveling. I know I'm gonna be traveling. I already know. So just enjoy and just reground yourself in something, new, something fresh. Definitely something fresh. And when you go out with your girls or your guys, dress up, feel good, like do what you need to do to feel good. Practice self-care definitely this week, especially for your sacred space. Yoni steaming, bath, do the most, do all the things, especially during Pisces moons are some of the best to do spiritual baths. Literally probably one of my favorite moons to do pretty much any water elemental energy magic with. So yes, so for the oracle pull, hold on, just grab this. Okay, what paying attention on for this week? feel like by the time we get into Capricorn season, we should be feeling a little bit better. But if you didn't do the work, you're going to feel very depressed, because one of the things that Capricorns do is that we beat ourselves up if we didn't like get the thing that we really invested all this time on. We feel really bad. Like, it's, and then we have to replan. Like, it's like, but it's like we can't sulk in it. We kind of have to regroup and replan and like get it back where it needs to be. So for this week, right, moon, and that is the message for this week. So as far as the moon goes, definitely follow the moon. I feel like the cycle, the moon cycles, especially because the sun is still in water, it's gonna affect us a lot more this week. And until the season is over, water is highlighted, moon is highlighted, emotions are highlighted. The moon's gonna be in Aquarius, so also be aware that you're gonna want to like detach and just kind of reprocess and regroup. But don't be afraid of your emotions. Don't be afraid of kind of releasing the pain. Don't be afraid of doing the thing that needs to be done in order for you to feel better about yourself, feel better about your life, feel better about where you're going, because it's a journey, and that's really what you need to remember. It's a journey, and the second you stop and you forget that it's a journey and you're stuck on that one thing, your life just stops completely. So see how the moon affects you this week, and try to use each moon cycle up until next week as a healing experience. Customize your spell work and your healing rituals based on the moon cycle. Like I just said, Pisces moons are really good for spiritual baths. Aquarius moons are really good to detach and regroup mentally. Capricorn moons right now is a really good time to replan and reground yourself, which is a really good thing that I'm doing all these readings for you guys. Really good time to reground yourself, have new ideas, plant new seeds for money and growth and prosperity in different ways. And once we get into the Aries moon, everything's gonna be on fire. So just follow the cycles, work with the cycles, try to set that as a routine as well, to work with the moon, work emotionally, do healing work based on the cycles. So really focus on root, sacral, the whole shebang for this week. Anyway, so I will see you guys in the next video. All my links and stuff will be down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and yeah,